Morning. Just finished my morning 45-minute workout. To give you an idea, I'm still doing that 2 by 45-minute workouts a day as a minimum. They're going to start getting a little bit longer once I get my running legs back after the little knee niggle, because I need to get some more volume in my legs and build my rope base. Yay! So that was pretty straightforward. I did the PLP, the RWOD, which will come later, and then fan bike. Just fan bike for whatever time was left in a pretty steady heart rate. So 180 minus my age. So that equals 145 minus another 5 beats because I'm a little bit sick and coming back from an injury. And then minus 10. So if I stay between 130 and 140, I was happy. That's my conditioning session. So on most of my conditioning sessions, I'm either breathing through my nose only or doing the 180 minus age minus 5 because I'm sick, to make sure I don't overdo it. Right, let's get into the questions. Alright, so we've got one. Alright, so Lana's one was first yesterday. I'll go over it again, seeing I deleted the video. Sorry. Lana's question was about, let me bring it up. If you've got questions, throw them in all the time, all week. Throw questions in and I'll get to them. Just remember to tag me. Oh, the right hip flexors are sore from squats, crawling, etc. Would there be imbalance somewhere? I know that's not your scope of knowledge, but maybe an insight. Yeah, so there could be an imbalance. Generally, the hip flexors can generally lock down because either the core's not doing its job or the glutes aren't doing their job. So it's trying to hold you up posture-wise and get you to do the work. So the hip flexors are a big muscle, and they're trying to keep you together when you're doing running or whatever it is you're doing. So your hip flexors are overactive compared to the other muscles. So you need to get the other muscles switched on and activated before you do any of this other stuff, and then get them stronger. So like core work, lots of core work, planks, dead bugs, cross crawls, they're all good. They're all going to help you with your core work. And then glute activations like single leg glute bridges, banded clams, we call them Jane Fondas, and all those kinds of things, just to get things activated before you do your work. So I would do the original strength resets, Alana, before every workout, and then do a set of 50 glute bridges and 50 cross crawls after you do the resets every single day. And that will start activating it and start getting it to work much harder. So you're building a lot of endurance there. And then after a while, we'll start doing some strength training on your core, which you do like hanging knee tucks or hanging straight leg toes to bar. And ab wheel rollouts are really good strength work for the core, but you need to build the stability first and get things working again. So cross crawls, dead bugs, which is basically a cross crawl anyway, and then planks and glute bridges, all that kind of stuff. Side planks as well. Side planks are really good for your core, almost better than normal planks. If you're doing PLP, you're getting your plank work anyway, so do side planks instead. Here comes the Ruby Doobs. You want to say hello? She's still sick, but how good's this? Had an awesome sleep last night. She slept all the way through to like 7, and she woke up maybe once, which is the first time in months, it feels like. It's probably the first time in days, but it feels like months. Sandy asked a good question the other day, and I did answer it really in-depthly. I'll keep it kind of brief only because I think I went too far last time. Metabolic confusion or metabolism confusion. How does it work in regards to nutrition? I've been reading about different body types. So I'm not sure what avenue you're trying to go down with it, but I'm guessing it's more about metabolic confusion. It sounds like to me metabolic flexibility, which means you have the ability to burn fat when you need to burn fat, and you have the ability to burn carbs when you need to burn carbs. So it's a very advanced nutrition tool that I would use for an athlete, in the sense that, say an obstacle racing athlete, this is where I would use it. So in the runs between obstacles, you want to be generally, unless like you're going pretty hard, but most of the time you want to be aerobic and fat burning through in that stage, and then using your carbohydrate stores for the obstacle itself. It's not going to work that way because you're going to be high and low all the time. But generally, this is how I would like to see it. So in your training, you're using fat burning when you're doing your aerobic runs. And then in strength training, you're using your anaerobic and glycogen stores, which is the carbohydrate stores. And being able to switch between the two really easily and be okay with it. A lot of people are either completely sugar burners and they struggle when they switch to fat. Like they have that really big brain fog and they have to take 14 days to get there. And a lot of people are good fat burners, and when they have carbs, they just get like cloudy and actually feel tired. So I think metabolic flexibility has been able to do both really well. And in the case of metabolism confusion, I think, not 100% sure, but I think what they're talking about is maybe getting extra fat loss by jumping from fat-based diet to carb-based diet to fat-based diet to carb-based diet. Hey, Fish. It's a very advanced protocol. Fat loss always comes down to calories in, calories out. It is the only thing that matters. When you want results, it is calories in, calories out. Despite what anyone else would tell you, saying that calories don't exist, that it's a myth and all that kind of stuff, they exist. It is the science we have that we use, and it's the best thing we've got. And it's the easiest way to get your head around the fact that it is calories in, calories out. But it does not mean you have to count calories to get results. And you do need to learn food skills and coping skills so you can stay within a calorie burn. So you want to be, I use the analogy of like the funnels that I go through is like, are you getting results? Yes, no. If you're getting results, then keep doing it. Don't change anything at all. Just keep doing what you're doing. Never change it when you're getting results. If you're not getting results, the first step is, are you like following the plan that's been given to you or whatever plan it is? Hey, Sandy. And then we go through like a bit of a checklist. So are you eating enough protein to stay satisfied? And then if your hunger and energy cravings are super high, are you having enough fat? Are you having enough carbs? It's a balance. It's very individual for everybody. Like it's very, whatever you do has to be suited to you. You can't do what everyone else is doing. And I used to be very much the precision nutrition, habits and skills and all that kind of stuff, which is great. But that's an advanced tool. Like habits and skills are very advanced. At first, you need to learn what calories are, how much calories you need to burn fat. So you need to get into a deficit and you need to be starting to lose weight. And then you learn the skills to maintain that loss afterwards. You need to get that win first. And to get that win, you need to learn what calories are and how they work, because that's how I kind of work it. So Sandy, I know you're watching now. Metabolic confusion, I guess, is like I'm thinking it's like a marketing term for a way to get better fat loss. But literally there is no diet, no protocol, nothing, which is better than anything else for fat loss over the long term. It is the calories in, calories out, ceiling that is the most important thing. Once that's all accounted for, once calories are accounted for, any diet works. It's the one that just works for you. So that's why I have the HEC check. If your hunger, energy and cravings is in check, within reason. Like, you want hunger when you're going for fat loss, but not a massive amount. And same with cravings. But if your HEC's in check and you're getting results, that's your diet. And then your life will change. Something stressful will happen and your HEC gets out of check. Then your diet has to change. And like you might need to bring in some like different things that are off plan to make it better for you. So I probably just made that way confusing, but I'm going to start doing videos and more blogs about this, but it really is about calories in, calories out. And once you get that point first, then we start working on the other stuff, but you need to get those wins first. The term kept coming up when I was reading stuff. Send me the stuff you were reading if you want to, and that'd be good. The body type thing you did say, that got debunked in the end. They used to say that you used to eat your body type. It's just eating to the individual. There is no certain way to eat the body type. I think Ruby's done something. There's no certain way to eat to body type. They got debunked a while ago. And what are you doing? She did do something. It's coming back, Rubes. There you go. It got debunked. So it used to be like maybe 6 years ago. That was huge. And now we don't talk about it as much. It's more about the individuality and all those kinds of things. And learning the skills later. Like there's a book by Josh Hillis, I'm going through his mentorship now, which I'm going to use to give nutrition coaching to you guys, called Lean and Strong. Everything's in that book, so if you want to go get that book, go get it, because it's going to be everything I'm going to teach for food moving forward, because it's just really, really smart. The other question, if you got any other questions, throw them at me. It'd be super cool. Schmitty asked, I've strained my shoulder muscle a while ago and then got it somewhat sorted seeing a physio. It has come back and slightly worse since my last appointment. Any exercise I could be doing to recover? What should I be doing in my workouts, as I feel like it's setting back my progress, especially with my weight training? I asked a few more questions to get more details. Didn't get them, so I'll just go with what I've got. First rule of thumb, if you're feeling pain, stop doing it. Any upper body work, they're generally... if your shoulder's got pain, any overhead upper body work, so if you're doing pull-ups or overhead presses, they're out. I would almost stop doing any presses altogether, and I would only do rows. And only do rows if it doesn't hurt. Other than that, you can do band pull-aparts and stuff like that. That will be my go-to, and that'll be the only upper body work you do until you see the physio again and there's no more pain. I've had my shoulder almost tear last year. My shoulder, my rotator cuff and a few other things. So every time my shoulder flares up, I can it all and just go to banded rows. There's this system called crossover symmetry, which is about just rebuilding your shoulder girdle and making sure it's range of motion and everything there. And it's one of those things that works really well that I forget to do it, and then my shoulder niggles come back and I've got to start doing it again. So if I do that every day, my shoulder's fine. So if when you get a shoulder injury, now the new game is doing rehab work or prehab work every single day. So I'll tag some RWADs for shoulder mobilizers and lat releases and pec releases, because that's generally what it probably will be. And then go see your physio and see what's going on. It's one of those things, once you've got injury, you have to stop whatever it is that's flaring it up, get it fixed, and then build back slowly. You can't go back to where you were before. So that's why I'm doing the PLP program again, because I used to be able to do 10 chin-ups in a row with maybe a 20 kilo belt, and I just overdid it and worked too much here. Did chin-ups instead of pull-ups, instead of working my back, I was working my bicep and still in my pec, and I overdid my shoulder and I hurt it. So now I'm trying to rebuild my shoulder from the ground up. So that's what you have to do. Every time you get an injury, you have to just go with that mindset of the rules start new again. All PRs are out the window. I've got to rebuild. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting injured. And it's a good mindset to get into. Like, you're learning stuff, so you're relearning. So if you look at it as a growth mindset scenario, like, what can I learn about my shoulder to make it healthier and come back stronger than before? Versus, I'm injured, I can't do it anymore. You can still do so much weightlifting outside of doing upper body work. The legs are the driver of growth hormone if you're trying to get stronger, bigger. Stronger, the legs are the driver for overall body strength. You do more leg work, the more overall stronger you are in your body. And the legs are the driver for really good fat loss. Smash your legs and smash your core, and you'll be able to get back your shoulder weight pretty quick. One thing with the shoulder, what I did last year when I did injure it, I did mass amounts of farmer's carries, like just two heavy dumbbells, heavy kettlebells, for like walking around for 10 minutes at a time, picking them up, putting them down, whatever I needed to. Usually 224s, bumped up the 228s for a while and just played around. So I'm going to start doing that again, because last year I was able to train for obstacle racing and not fail a single obstacle in the second half of the year, mainly, except for a rope climb, but mainly from farmer's carries. And I didn't have my shoulder come good so fast just from doing those farmer's carries. So lots and lots of farmer's carries will help you build lots of grip strength and lots of upper body strength without actually doing anything. And then eventually when you come back into it, you can build it up again. Let's see if I've got any other ones. No. And if anyone's got any other questions, if someone's still watching, but if you've got a question, throw them at me. Got decaf coffee. Yum. There was another one I was going to throw at. Oh, PLP. Should it be a standalone program or should it be additional to whatever else you're doing? It depends. Always work off the most important thing. For me, my most important thing right now is I want to build a big aerobic base, and this sounds really stupid, but I've only got 2 45-minute workouts a day. I know, first world problems. And I want to commit 80% of that time each day and each week to building my aerobic base. So what I'm doing is using PLPs generally as my only strength program, and then another really minimal one called Quick and the Dead, which is swings and push-ups, which is another push-up, but it's clapping. So, and I'm doing my crossover symmetry, and that's it. That's my strength program. So it depends on what the most important thing is for you, but you can use PLP as a warm-up. It's really good. All right, Sandy, best fish on a budget. I don't know. It's kind of hard here in Albury, where we pretty much have frozen, or you got to go buy the fresh from the van, and it's super expensive. So we get 7 kilo bags, like 7 in 1 kilo bags, and they end up being like $25, but it works out. It's not too bad when you break it down, but it's still pretty expensive compared to other things. So my rule of thumb is like we actually are going to stop doing it unless we find a cheaper version, just because everything's going on COVID wise, where it's pretty tight, and if daycares go back to normal, we're going to be tighter. So we are actually going to buy fish oil because it works out cheaper, start taking fish oil again, and canned fish for a while. Cat will have tuna, but there's no fish oil in tuna cans. Like they take all the good stuff out. You just get the protein. So it's nowhere near as good as what it is when you have natural fish. It's still like, so you eat it for the protein source, but you're not getting the benefits from the fish usually. You usually have it taken out. So we will be having fish oil for a while instead of buying fish, just to save some dollars, pretty much. Because our food bill, even though we got 2 kids, is ridiculous. So yeah, I would default that way. The thing is like if you have 1 serving of fish a week, that ticks your box for fish oil for the week. Otherwise, you nearly have to have fish oil every day. But it's just weighing up pros and cons, I guess. We get frozen. We always go frozen kilo bags and defrost it when we're going to cook it up and eat it. So we had some tuna. The tuna didn't work out that well. The salmon's amazing. We get that from Aldi or Arnold sometimes. And then we have some other fish like whiting or I don't know, something. It's white. And we have that as well as frozen. We just defrost it throughout the day and then pan fry it to make it crispy. I think we're good. I've got to fly. If anyone's got any more questions, I'll hang around for another 3 minutes. But I'm going to fly soon because I've got to do a live SGT. It's SGT time, which is going pretty well. You're right, Sandy. A lot of people have been asking questions about the restrictions being lifted and that kind of stuff. We still don't know enough to what's going on. There's people, like gyms posting around town, that they're opening back up on these dates. We don't actually know if that's the date. See, Sandy, we still don't know if that's the date we're going to open up. They're saying potentially opening up depending on how everything goes. So I'm not saying anything until I am 100% sure that we're going to be able to go back by then. And then when that happens, I'll let everybody know. But I'm not going to do it in parks. You'll get a better training program doing SGT online than showing up at a park. Just show up online to an SGT session, exactly the same thing, and you actually use all the gear you got and it makes a better workout versus going down to a park where potentially, if anyone else is there, we can't do it. That's what people, I think, it's a confusing grey area. Yes, you can have 10 or up to 20 at a park, but there's already 10 there. You can't go to that park. You got to go to another park. Same with the strength training equipment at parks. If someone's using it, you can't go there and use it. You got to go somewhere else. So it's very different. It's not like we're going back to the way it was before. It's going to be a very different thing, which I'm actually excited about. It's going to make the fitness industry better, and it's going to weed out a lot of sketchy places around Australia, pretty much, and around town. But yeah, it's going to weed out a lot of things. So I'm actually looking forward to see what's going to happen. But we've still got another month. So that'll be 4 months where we've had gyms closed. It's getting pretty gnarly. But anyway, enough of that political crap. See you later, guys.